Hey, this is Steve. I'm here on the Amsoil bus. Last night I picked up my new Amsoil dealer magazine, and there's some really good information in it I wanted to share with you. Um, I wish I could turn this camera around, but it doesn't give me that button option, so I apologize. Um, this really got my attention because I had also called upon a McLaren dealership in Chicago. There's not very many McLaren dealerships in the United States. As a matter of fact, there's not one here in Minneapolis. So I called to find out what most of the current McLarens take in terms of motor oil weight. And the salesman that called me back from McLaren in Chicago, he said that quite a few customers, McLaren owners, are coming into the McLaren dealership there in Chicago requesting Amsoil. And he wanted to know how he could get a few cases of Amsoil to keep in stock. Now, McLaren is in a partnership with Mobil Oil, so they push Mobil because of a business partnership there. But despite the fact that they're pushing Mobil, many McLaren owners are asking for Amsoil, and McLaren's happen to take 0W40, even the newest one that's coming out. And then in the article that really caught my attention in this dealer magazine I just got yesterday, July 2017, says that a major outboard boat engine maker has chosen to use Amsoil over Mobil. So this is, I'll turn the camera around here, hopefully you can see it. The world's most powerful outboard motors rely on Amsoil. And I wanted to read the article here in the magazine. It says, Seven Marine, maker of the world's most powerful outboard motors, has a saying: "We move the people who move the world." The Germantown, Wisconsin company designs, builds, and sells outboard motors that produce up to an astounding 627 horsepower and power some of the fastest and most impressive watercraft in the world. All that power places tremendous stress on their sophisticated motors, which is why they turn to Amsoil synthetic lubricants as their factory and service fill lubricants after having previously used Mobil products. We sat down with Eric Davis, Seven Marine Vice President, to get the story. Amsoil magazine. What makes Seven Marine unlike any other manufacturer of marine motors? Eric Davis. We build the most powerful outboards available on the market today. We use a completely different technological approach than any other outboard manufacturer by using the small block supercharged V8 out of the Cadillac CTS V and applying that in its normal horizontal configuration under the cowl. And that really makes Seven Marine unique because all other outboard motors are vertically oriented. That means we can use the performance, quality, and emissions advancements that are central to automotive engines and apply that to outboard motors for the first time. In addition, we pair the engine to a ZF Marine wet disc clutch transmission. We're the only outboard that uses a transmission. Because of that, our motors don't shift in the lower unit. And a question from Amsoil magazine: what performance advantages does that design provide? And Davis says, it allows us to optimize the lower unit with a twin pinion race-inspired design that's smaller in diameter. That benefits us in high-speed cruise, fuel economy, and top-speed capability. A twin pinion also gives you a tremendous amount of durability. So, when you use a horizontal crankshaft engine, go with a wet disc clutch transmission and finish with a twin pinion lower unit. You really get an outboard that's built completely different, which is how we're able to deliver the amount of power and torque to the propeller that sets us apart from everyone else. Amsoil magazine. Your most powerful motor produces 627 horsepower. On what type of watercraft are people using your outboards? Davis says, the vast majority of our applications are multi-engine, and the trend lately has been more quads than anything, using 4 engines simultaneously. We address the market that's called the super consoles, so we're talking about 40-plus foot center console offshore boats. 4 engines can be done using a boat as short as 43 feet and as long as 61 feet. Amsoil magazine. Who's buying your boats? Or who's buying your outboards? Davis. By the time you find out what they've done or what they do, they've touched your life in some way, shape, or form. We use as a corporate tagline the power to move those who move the world. And that really came from the fact that our customers are exactly those people. Whether it's the Northern Hemisphere's largest onion farmer or the family that owns the third largest grain distributor in the world, all kinds of people like that. They have truly amazing stories. Amsoil magazine asks, how do they use your outboard motors? Davis, it varies a lot in general. They use them for transportation. They're moving great distances, and what makes the applications unique for Seven Marine is they're trying to traverse those distances at high-speed cruise. They use the applications for everything from island hopping to poker runs to deep sea fishing. We have customers in the Gulf of Mexico who are running 150 miles to fish the rigs. So they're cruising 3 hours at 50 miles per hour to get out there and fish. We have people in Alaska, 150 miles from civilization. Generally speaking, they're covering great distances at pretty good clips. Amsoil magazine asks, why did you choose Amsoil synthetic lubricants for your engines and transmissions? Davis says, when you're trying to deliver the most luxurious experience for the customer and deliver the most performance at this level of power, you really have to have the best of everything to make sure it works properly. And you have to be confident that you have the best lubricants to ensure you've got the ultimate in durability. Amsoil, on the engine and transmission side, has been the best products we can find. That allows us to be confident that when we do a factory fill and recommend service fill with Amsoil, that you're going to get that same factory performance day in and day out. Amsoil magazine asks, what did your own test results tell you about Amsoil products? Davis says, when we started doing oil sampling from dyno testing and looking at the performance of the oil and its degradation, the Amsoil results were superior than what we were using before, mobile products. We're endeavoring to build the absolute best world-class products we can and innovate in the marine industry. So we prefer to have an oil that we feel is as innovative and technologically advanced as the engines that is going into. And that leaves us with Amsoil. So I thought that was very impressive. And also here in a former magazine, I forgot which one this was, Amsoil was commenting about their diesel oils, and they said that they have an unapologetic top-tier product geared for those who want the absolute best. That's a quote from the co-president and COO, Chief of Operations. And then here he also says, some might say Signature Series is too good or it's overkill, but we say overkill is underrated. So just to share you some current information, Amsoil recently upped the ante with even better current spec diesel oils, and as you can see, the most powerful outboards in the world are using Amsoil in their engines over mobile. So if you'd like to try some Amsoil products, I appreciate your business, and my dealer website is bestvalueoil.com. Again, that's bestvalueoil.com. You can request a free catalog there, factory direct catalog, or if you're a business account, you'd like a commercial account package, there's a link in the top left corner of that web page at bestvalueoil.com. You can click on that link to request a commercial account application package, or you can register as a installer, be a retail account. There's introductory installer retailer packages, like custom made oil change stickers with your business information on it. You get a custom roll, counter mat, windows signage list. If you move a certain amount of product on a regular basis, you get listed in the dealer or the installer locator by zip code at amsoil.com. I was trying to think what else. You can sell retail just like in a parts store or like a hardware store, for example, or you could be a dealer. You could sign up and be a dealer. You could do something like I'm doing, or you can just have a dealer car, a dealer truck, dealer van. There's digital assets like digital images of the products that can be printed. You can put on your vehicle. to let people see all the products, some of the products you have. It's going to be hard to put 1,000 products on your service vehicle, but you can give people a good idea of the beginning of what Amsoil has to offer. There's so much wonderful technical insight into Amsoil products. Like, one of my favorite products is the coolant boost, because it cuts your warm-up time on a vehicle in half, using 3 different surfactants. There's so many great products. They just made the 2-stroke oil that had a phenomenal reputation. They just made the Sabre Professional 2-stroke oil run cleaner, so that people can run it at 50 to 1 if they insist on doing that unnecessary high oil content. Some people are kind of hard-headed and they're not going to change, so Amsoil figured out a way to make their 2-stroke oil even cleaner, so that people can run it 50 to 1, which is not needed, but some people want to do that. At 100 to 1, it's actually 3 times more protection than you need. So 100 to 1 is quite sufficient. I was trying to think. Oh yeah, I did learn that the firearm cleaner does loosen the copper fouling. It can be used with the bore cleaner or whatever to get copper fouling out of a gun. It won't completely remove it. It does loosen it. So that's a brand new product that came out last year. They just reformulated the heavy duty metal protector right here, which is an incredible undercoating product. That was already a great product, and they managed to make it better. So it's no longer considered a lubricant. It is a much better corrosion preventative undercoating type product. It dries like a wax, like a very durable wax film under the vehicle. So I encourage you to try that as a undercoating. I've listened to reviews on a somewhat competitive product out there called fluid film, and based on my experience, what I saw other people say about fluid film and heavy duty metal protector, I've got a sample right here. This is a heavy duty metal protector. See that? It's dry as a bone. It's dry, totally dry, and will not attract dirt. So that'll last for like 6 or 7 years. I had trouble getting that off with acetone. So if that gives you an idea how tough that is, try to put some acetone on it. Let that dry 12 hours. Spray some heavy duty metal protector on something and try to get it off with acetone. So I'll give you an idea of the durability. All right. Well, thanks for watching. Again, my name's Steve. I'm an Amsoil dealer, and my website is bestvalueoil.com.